tell them
my
to come
people
on.
when they call.
Tell them two to come on.
And I'm about there.
Yeah. Just don't stand here till they all get in.
No,
Meeting
I'm
in
tell them
progress.
if it's to start the meeting.
Come on.
We're not hot.
Meeting in
Yeah.
progress.
So,
Progress.
yeah. At this time, I will reconvene the meeting from the recess that we took. At this time, I'll call the roll to establish the quorum. Mr. Barton.
Here.
Mr. Terman.
Here.
Elmore.
Here.
Mr. Northey is absent, and I'm here. So we do have a quorum. We'd like to welcome everybody here this morning. Glad you're here. Maybe we all can learn a few things as we progress through the day to help each other. We welcome the news media here because we welcome their effort to get the actions of the county commission out to the general public. Our first order of business is to adopt the official agenda. There's been one item added since it was mailed to the media, mailed to everybody that knows of it. So at this time, do I have a motion to adopt the agenda as presented?
I so move, Chairman.
I'll second that.
Mr. Barton, second. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. There being none, motion carried unanimously. At this time, we are honored to have Mr. Walt Merrill, our district attorney, with us to discuss some items with us. And Mr. Merrill, would you please come to the microphone since I'm glad you are well presented this morning because we're gonna have you on TV, okay?
Well, that's, I don't know that it's, most people don't consider it an honor for me to come pay them a visit. Most people kind of shy away from that, so I appreciate that kind introduction. Gentlemen and Mr. Petty, I won't take but just a few minutes of y'all's time. I really just wanted to come to get you to think about what I think could be an exciting opportunity, not only for the county, but also for some people who are really trying to turn their life around. As you know, the drug court now at last check had 74 clients in it. And just to give you a brief overview, the drug court is a program that is designed to take people who are not career criminals, typically people who have never been in trouble before in their life. They have somehow made a bad decision or two along the way, and they have come under the struggles and the throes of addiction. We realize within the criminal justice system that addiction is a battle that has to be fought on many levels, and so we have designed our drug court with the aim and the objective and the hope of rehabilitating those individuals and restoring them back to their proper place in society. We do that through a strong program of accountability. We also do that through education, employment, and many other practical life aspects. The reason I'm here is simple. I would ask the county, and Mr. Capps and Ms. Petty, I know that y'all may have an opportunity here or there too. I'm not asking you to establish a hiring practice for drug court participants, but I'm asking you to consider and give great consideration, and also see Ms. Lawson here, and I would ask perhaps as a representative of the probate judge's office to consider the same, and Mr. Kennedy as well. Consider hiring drug court clients, and here's why. There is no better accountability program for an employee in the county right now than what drug court has to offer. Those clients meet at least weekly with a drug court counselor. If they have exhibited problems with alcohol in the past, they are tested for alcohol at least once a week, but usually more often than that. If they have exhibited problems with some kind of a controlled substance in the past, they are tested most certainly on a weekly basis for that controlled or for any controlled substance. And those tests are random. Every day the drug court clients have to call in a phone number, and if their They are assigned a color, and if the phone number, when they call, the phone number says that today's color is red. Well, if your color is red, you have to come in and provide a urine screen. And so there is a level of built-in accountability to those clients that is unparalleled in most all of the private employment sector. And so while I realize it's a risk to take somebody into your employ that has demonstrated poor decision-making in the past, what I'm trying to encourage you to consider is there is some great assurance that the monitoring that goes into the drug court program will provide you a quality employee who's going to work hard for you, because they're trying to prove not just to the drug court and not to the judge or anybody else, but to themselves and their family that they can right the ship. Now, I understand that county hiring practices must follow certain protocols. And I'm not asking you to show any favoritism to any drug court client just because they're a drug court client. I'm asking you to give them a shake. And if they're the best applicant for the job, I'm asking you not to let drug court be a deterrent for hiring them, but to let it be an incentive, because there's an accountability in place there that you won't find with just a regular person who's applying for the job. Another benefit to drug court is they are monitored by the judge. They meet with the judge at least once a month. And let me tell you, I know that none of y'all have ever had that experience, but when you walk up in front of the judge and he's looking over your file to see how you've done over the last 30 days, well, you know, if you hadn't been doing real well, there's going to be some bad consequences. And so that's the gist of my request of you is not for any formal action, but just for some consideration on your part, and perhaps to open a new opportunity for some people out there who are really trying to do right, and maybe even a good opportunity for the county as well.
Let me ask you a question. If it proved feasible that we did hire somebody that came through drug court, would that affect the private industry, maybe encourage them to also look at this?
I think it could. I think it's going to take a leader, and I would love for the county to be that leader. I mean, you know, we are actively recruiting employment opportunities for all of our drug court clients, and you know, every client has a different particular skill set. Some clients may be more suited to welding than they are to computer work, or vice versa. But we're looking for somebody to open that door so that we can have an example, so that we can say, look, you know, call Miss Julie Moody. We've had one of her clients working, this is a hypothetical example, we've had one of our clients working at her office for a year, and we're confident that she's going to give you a great reference on how the program's set up. And once we have that one person, that one employer in place, we feel like that's going to open up a lot of opportunities for other drug court clients. And I would point out that this is not, you know, that in talking about this subject with other individuals, somebody said to me, well, aren't we, isn't this something like taking inmate labor and filling private employment opportunities? And no, it's not. These people are out living in the free world. They're paying bills just like us. They're paying taxes just like us. If they don't have a job, they're seeking a job just like us. These are regular citizens who are out there every day doing the same things that we do. They're not coming from the jail. They don't have some kind of an advantage because they can be, you know, because they're looking to get out of jail, I guess is what I'm trying to say, that they're just regular folks. And so, again, I go back to, it still goes back to hiring the best applicant for the job. And I'm not asking anybody to do anything but that. But if it so happens that a drug court client is the best applicant for the job, I'm asking you to let that client status be an incentive and not a deterrent.
Does any commission members have any questions or comments? We thank you for your time.
Thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
This time, we do not have any old business. At this time, we'll move into new business. First item is consider bids for guardrail, curb and gutter, and Mr. Capps will discuss that.
Okay, we opened bids, September 19th on, guardrail. We did not have a bid on curb and gutter, even though we advertised for 3 weeks in the paper. But the guardrail, we had 2 bidders, H&L guardrail, which is, turn one page and you see the tabulation. It's H&L guardrail and Alabama guardrail, and you can see H&L was well below Alabama guardrail's price. And this H&L's price has gone up about 15% from 2 years ago, because they got the award 2 years ago, and then we renewed it for 1 year at the same price. So it's roughly 15% higher. But nevertheless, they were low bidder, and I'd recommend awarding the guardrail bill to H&L guardrail.
Do I have a motion that we accept H&L guardrail as a parent low bidder?
I so moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
We have a second, Mr. Elmore. All in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. There being none, motion carried unanimously.
And on the curb and gutter, since we did not receive a bid, I'd like to have permission to negotiate, just trying to find a price, somebody.
Do I have a motion to that effect?
I so move, Chairman.
I'll second.
Harold made the motion, Carl second. All in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. There being none, motion carried unanimously. Anything else, Mr. Camp?
No, that'd be all.
Second item is resolution, consider resolution authorizing matching funds for the drug task force grant. I'm calling Ms. Petty.
Yes, this is a standard resolution that is adopted each year in conjunction with the application for the Drug Task Force funding. It simply states that the commission, as the sub-grantee, would be responsible for the match, but with the memorandum of understanding or your agreement with the other entities to split the cost of this match, the commission would be responsible for roughly 33% of the match this year. The amount right now is a little sketchy, unknown, but roughly, I'm gonna say, could be as much as $50,000 because of the limited funds in the grant itself.
Do I have a motion that we adopt this resolution?
I so move.
Second.
Mr. Barton, I made the motion. Mr. Elmore seconded. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion to pass a resolution authorizing matching funds for drug task force grant, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. There being none, motion carried unanimously. The next item is consider resolution regarding acceptance of credit debit cards. We had a lengthy discussion in this meeting previously on the last date. At this time, this is up for consideration, and the discussion will be limited to the members of the commission. So we see the resolution. Ms. Petty, do you wish to sort of comment on how this may work out?
Okay, as everyone knows, the probate office is the only county office that has been accepting credit card or debit card payments. This resolution basically expands that into any other offices. They're listed there: the Revenue Commission, Mapping and Appraisal, Sheriff, and Engineering, for acceptance of cards. The consensus that I got from y'all through your discussions was that you wanted the fees to be passed on to the consumer or the card holder. And this basically sets that forth in writing. There could be a time delay in making that transition in the probate office. I don't know that we can make it happen by October 1st. That is what we would like to do, but as soon as it can be feasibly done, that's what this recommendation would be.
Am I not correct that the credit card company that presently is doing this for the pro has got to do an internal change to reflect this change on who pays the user's fee?
We believe that's right, yes,
And-
based on my conversation with them.
So depending on when they accomplish that would be when our effective date would come.
Right.
Do I have a motion for this resolution?
I make a motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Barton, second. Are there any discussion? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. There being none, the motion carries unanimously. Next item is consider renewal of Socoa in-home service agreement. Call on Ms. Petty.
Gentlemen, this has been a contract that we've had with the Southern Alabama Regional Council on Aging for many, many years. It funds the in-home service program. We have one permanent employee in that position and a part-time lady that helps, but they go into the homes of elderly or handicapped individuals that meet certain criteria and help them with their daily chores or, you know, just any kind of thing that would help them out because they're not able to handle their daily needs. This contract gives $13,000 in federal funds as part of the contract. The county has always matched it. The projected match is roughly $38,000.
Do I have a motion that we renew this in-home service agreement with Socoa?
I so move, Chairman.
Mr. Elmore, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Martin, second. Is there any discussion, any comments? If not, then I will call for a vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. There being none, motion carried unanimously. The next item is consider the fiscal year 2014 budget. Ms. Petty has a copy of the proposed budget. We have reviewed it. So what is your pleasure?
I'll make a motion that we adopt the budget as is at this time.
I second.
Mr. Terman, second. Let me just make these comments. We got 2 or 3 revenue sources that we are not, have got 100% commitment on yet. So this budget is being adopted as what we have right now. If we get those additional revenue sources, there will be some amendments coming. Is that, you propose?
Yes, I'm comfortable with that.
She's prepared to make some
To some changes.
recommendations that we make some. So with that, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. There being none, motion carried unanimously. Okay, at this time, we'll hear from the individual commission members if they so wish to make any comments.
I don't have any myself, Chairman.
I'd like to say I appreciate all the department heads and Miss Petty and her crew, working on this budget endlessly like they have. It's not an easy task every year,
It is not.
but it's one that's gotta be done. And, we appreciate y'all and appreciate how you've done it. And I think that we're gonna have a workable budget. There's gonna have to be some things amended. We know that down the road because we don't know the revenue on a lot of things yet, but we will. And we appreciate y'all staying on top of it and keeping us abreast. I appreciate the point that every question I've asked has been answered right then. I mean, I didn't have to wait. They answered it because they were on top of it.
I'd like to echo what Mr. Terman said, and I'd like to encourage the department heads to work with us. We know there's gonna be some changes out there for all of us, but, like I said, it's a challenging job, and it's my first experience, and everybody's worked really well together to make it more pleasant, and I appreciate it.
Do we have any comment from any of the department heads? There being none, at this time, I will entertain a motion that we,
Call for your vote on the budget.
on what?
Vote on the budget.
Budget, okay.
Vote on the budget.
See, that's why Miss Petty has to be here, to be straight.
I have to keep him straight.
Okay. All in favor of the motion to adopt the fiscal 2014 budget, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. There being none, motion carried unanimously. Now, we're down to the point, there's no other items on the agenda. I will entertain a motion that we adjourn.
You don't have staff?
I've already asked.
She had,
Okay,
I
I'm
don't have
sorry.
anything.
I'll make a motion to adjourn, Chairman.
All in favor, stand.
We'll second that one.
Mr. Stewart, we prepared to, you
To
go,
adjourn.
you go vote. You just make sure